This is the lesson video for Chapter 5, Part 1. Hello and welcome to Database Management. My name is Jose Gomez and today we're going to cover Chapter 5, Using Conversion Functions and Conditional Expressions. In this chapter we're going to cover 3 sections. The first section is describe various types of conversion functions available in SQL. Use the toChar, toNumber, and toDate conversion functions, and apply conditional expressions in a select statement. In the first section, we're going to cover conversion functions, implicit data type conversions, explicit data type conversions. In conversion functions, each column has an associated data type that constrains the nature of the data it can store. For example, if we look at the string ABC, we cannot put a character string into a number data type. Oracle won't let you do that. It'll give you an error message. If we use random numbers and letters in a string, this is a string because it's encapsulated with quotes. We cannot put that in a data type. Oracle won't let you. However, we can put a number. This is a number because it doesn't have any quotes. We can put that in a varchar data type. So what Oracle does, it automatically converts it into a varchar data type. And the same thing for date. This is a date encapsulated in single quotes. So when we store that in a varchar, Oracle automatically will convert it to a varchar data type. So there are some things that can be done, and there are some things that Oracle will automatically do it for you, but there's some other things that you just can't do. Here we continue looking at conversion functions. If a function that accepts a character input parameter finds a number instead, Oracle automatically converts it into its character equivalent. If a function that accepts a number or a date parameter encounters a character value, there are specific conditions under which automatic data type conversions occur. Date and number data types are very strict compared to varchar and char data types. Although implicit data type conversions are available, it is more reliable to explicitly convert values from one data type to another using single row conversion functions. Converting character information to number and date relies on format masks, which are discussed later in this section. In implicit data type conversions, values that do not share identical data types with function parameters are implicitly converted to the required format if possible. Varchar and char data types are collectively referred to as character types. Character fields are flexible and allow the storage of almost any type of information. Therefore, date and number values can easily be converted to their character equivalents. These conversions are known as number to character and date to character conversions. Okay, here we have some implicit data type conversion examples. And we're going to go to SQL Developer to look at them. Okay, first we're going to select length. We're going to get the length of a number. This is a number because it's not encapsulated in single quotes. So it's just an example, so we're getting it from the dual table. We're using the dual table as a plugin. So we run this statement. Okay, we get the length of this. So this is a number. It doesn't have single quotes. So it gets converted into a string, and then we get the length function, and we count the number of characters. So this is it's 10 characters long. Alright, now we go to the second example. And this, we get the sysdate, which is today's date, and it retrieves the date, it converts it into a character string, and then we get the length. Alright, so we get 9 characters, which is the regular Oracle date format. Now in the third example, we run it. So Oracle has a difficulty turning this into a string because it's a combination of a string and a number separated by a comma. It's not concatenated, so it's just thrown out there raw. So it cannot implicitly convert it into a string. So it gives you an error message. Okay. Now our next example, it's a number, but it's encapsulated in quotes, so that means it's a string. So it doesn't do any conversions because Oracle can get the length function. They can easily apply a length function on the string. That's what it's built for. So it'll get the number of spaces in the string, which is 6. Now we go to our next example, and in this example Oracle cannot convert this set of fields into character because it has a character, which are numbers encapsulated in single quotes, a comma, and then a number 2. So this combination cannot be converted into string, and so length cannot be applied. Okay, this last one, we run it, and also Oracle has a number, converted this into a string. It has a string and then a number separated by a comma. So if it cannot be converted into a string, then the length function cannot be applied to it. For explicit data type conversions, Oracle offers many functions to convert items from one data type to another, known as explicit data type conversion functions. These return a value guaranteed to be the type required and offer a safe and reliable method of converting data items. Number and date items can be converted explicitly into character items using the toChar function. A character string can be explicitly changed into a number using the toNumber function. The toDate function is used to convert character strings into date items. In this next section, we're going to cover using the conversion functions, converting numbers to characters using the toChar function, converting dates to characters using the toChar function, converting characters to dates using the toDate function, and converting characters to numbers using the toNumber function. This is the syntax for the conversion functions, and we're going to be looking at these, how they're put together through examples in the next few slides. The first function we're going to look at is converts numbers to characters, and this is the toChar function. And let's go to SQL Developer to look at this function. Okay, so we're going to look at job title, max salary, and this is from the jobs table, and we're going to use the toChar function twice, and first we're going to use it on max salary, and the second one also going to use it on max salary. But the first one, we're going to convert it into money, so we use the dollar sign, and then we're going to have 2 decimal places and then 5 spaces to the left of the decimal, and they're going to be divided by a comma. The second tochar function does the same thing, but it has 4 spaces to the left of the decimal place. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay, so we ran, and if you see these numbers that are not complete or don't show up completely, is because we don't have enough spaces to convert 40,000 into a dollar sign with 4 numbers to the left of the decimal place. Alright, so that's why we get these symbols, hashtag symbols, okay, because the values 40,000 do not fit in the spaces we have given the tochar function. Right, this display okay because 40,000 can fit in 5 spaces to the left of the decimal place. Okay, so this one shows because we have 4 spaces. This is 6,000, so it's only 4 spaces to the left of the decimal place. So this is the mask. So we explicitly tell Oracle to convert it using this mask, and it picks up the value and converts it into that. So nothing is changed into the database. This is only how it gets displayed. So if we go to the HR schema and we go to the tables and we go to jobs, you can see that nothing gets changed. Alright, so this is just for displaying. The max salary is still intact, same thing. So this is only how we want things displayed. Alright, so these functions only work to display values in different ways. So this is the mask that we're using. One is a little too short, so make sure that you know your data before you attempt to do something like this and you get something that is not readable. Okay, so this is using the tochar function to convert numbers to characters. Okay, so these are the table from your book, and we have more information on mask in your book. So these are the first column are the masks that we can use to convert numbers into strings using the tochar function. Right, so make sure you go over these in your book. Now we got to convert dates to characters using the tochar function. Okay, so here we're getting employee ID and we're getting the end date, but we're converting the date tochar to the string, and we're giving it an alias, quitting day, and we're using a mask that incorporates words in it. Okay, so if you I don't know if this looks familiar, but this is the year, this is the month spelled out. So if the date is January, it'll spell out January, and this is FM day, which I think it's the formal day, so it'll say Friday or Monday or whatever day it is, and this is the day of the month. So it gets this date value, end date, uses the components of end date together with words, and it creates we create this mask, and so when we run it, we get the date in this format. Alright, so user might want to know the date in this format, so we can tell Oracle display it in this format. So let me just include toChar date here. I'm sorry, the higher end date. So it'll make more sense to you. So we run it. This is the end date, and this is how that we told Oracle to display it. So it'll have the day of the week, and then the word D, and then the day of the date number of the month, and then of word, and then of the month, and then the year. Okay, and then again, this is how we want to display. If we go to job history, the end date is not going to change. It's not going to change to the whatever we told it to change, right? So this is just to display, and to display it in the way we want it, in the format we want it. Okay, so this is the mask we use, and this is the function that we use. So we're converting a date value into a character string. Okay, now we convert a date to character using the toChar. This is a continuation of our previous example. I wanted to elaborate a little bit more. Let me just get rid of this. Alright, so this is the same as the previous example, but we're using a different mask. So we are looking at a simpler mask, and we want the month spelled out. We want the day of the month. We want a comma, and then the year. So let's see how that so let me just I want to put the columns so you can see, compare. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we have the end date, and then we have the formatted end date, and we have July 24th 2006. So we're using this mask, and this mask displays it in this format. The point I'm trying to make here is that you can move these around or use different masks, and it'll display it in a different way. This is why I provided a second example. Okay, this is a third example also, converting dates to characters using the toChar. Okay, we're using the toChar. We're also using end date from the jobs history table. And here we have one mask, and here we have a little different mask. And this first mask, it'll display the year first in 4 digits, and the second mask is going to display it in 2 digits. So you see they're a little bit the same, but we're displaying the year first, and then the month, and then the day of the month. So this is just another example of displaying dates, converting dates into characters. Okay, and this is the format elements you can use in your mask. Okay, you can use a long year, you can use last 3 digits of the year, the last 2 digits, the last digit, R&R 2-digit years. This is for this is chapter for details. I don't remember this one, but all of these are things you can use in your mask. To convert dates into characters. Now we come to convert characters to dates using the toDate function. So now we're going to convert strings to dates. So let's go to SQL Developer. Okay, and the first one, we're going to convert this into a date. It's a string and it has single quotes. It's encapsulated in single quotes. So we run this, and it doesn't have any difficulty converting this because we have the year, we have the month, and we have the day in the correct order. So it doesn't have Oracle doesn't have a problem converting it to a date. So we run this second example, and it gives us an error message because we don't have the year. All right. We don't have no mask, and it doesn't tell us the year, so it'll give you an error message. Now this next example, we don't have the year, but we're using this mask, and this mask doesn't include the year, so it'll be I think Oracle is going to like this. So here we get a 20 for the year. So I'm assuming that this mask will fill out the day and the month, and Oracle will figure out the current year, and we'll put the current year as a year. Okay, so this next example is going to try to convert this date and time, and we have a mask, so I don't know if it might take the mask. It did take the mask, so it converted this string into date. Now let's go to this last one, and it did not convert, it wasn't able to convert the string into date even though we had a mask, and there's probably something wrong with the mask. That's why it didn't like it. It says the numeric value does not match the length of the format item. Okay, so I think it has an issue with the mask. Okay, now we go to, this is converting numbers using, converting characters to numbers using the toNumber function. So we go to the first example, and it gives us an error message because we don't have a mask, and Oracle cannot tell what it wants it converted to. So this next example has a mask, and we have a string, and we're going to convert it to a number using this mask. So Oracle likes this because it uses a mask to convert a string that it's the same format as the mask, and it just turns it into a number. So the end result is a number. It's not a string. This is the end of the lesson video for Chapter 5, Part 1.